Grace Yesufu, popularly known according to Anna and Co, Auntie Grace. I've become the Auntie Grace of London. I'm a teacher. Actually, I'm an assistant head teacher. And I want to say to you that being a teacher, first of all, and then rising to the position of an assistant head teacher hasn't been a mean feat. Is that the way to put it? Yes. I'm an English teacher, actually. And it's been a very long road of hard work and persistence and refusing to give up. Because as it so happened in the schools I've taught in the years, the last, I think how many years I've been teaching in England? I've been teaching for 40 years almost altogether, and in England, way over 20 years. And yeah, about 30 years in England. And I've always usually been in a white, mainly white only school, where I'm usually the only Black teacher. At the moment, I'm the only Black person in senior management. And I tell you people, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Every time I think about it, I want to cry. Because I see things that a lot of parents don't see, particularly people of color. I've been through things, and I've brought up 4 children. My youngest, actually, ironically, is 33 today. And bringing up 4 children, 3 sons, a daughter. I think my daughter is on this screen right now as I speak to you. It's been a tough road because parents have come to realize that unless you have eyes at the back of your head, as a Black parent, a Black mother, I'm saying to you now, please listen. It's not that I'm saying there's racism in the school. What I'm saying here is the awareness of what is going on and the conflicted nature that your children go through. Children are conflicted. Black children, Asian children are conflicted. If I had to fight tooth and nail, there were things I did with my children when they were growing up, when I realized all of a sudden that all was not well. All was not well. I brought 4 children all the way from Nigeria. I brought them to England, and suddenly we're in the midst of strangers. Suddenly in a foreign town, in a foreign place. And I always remember, my daughter will testify to that. Proverbs 16:3 says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. I held on to that. First Kings 2:3 says, and observe what the Lord your God requires. Walk in his ways and keep his decrees and commands, his laws and requirements as written in the law of Moses, that you may prosper in all you do and wherever you go. And that's how I had to sit my children down, and there were certain rules and regulations. I'm going to start from me as a person before I expand to the bigger, broader prospect. As a person, what did I do? For starters, my children, number one, were not allowed to watch TV during the week because I didn't understand why you have to have square eyes. So you should see my children. My daughter is on this. She's here now. She can testify. No TV during the week. You should see them on Fridays. You think like, they go like, oh, television day. Because 4 o'clock, the TV goes on Friday. And then on Saturday, Sunday, 4 o'clock, it goes off. Then I remember my 3rd child saying to me, Mom, what's wrong with you? Everybody's parents go to work. You stay here in the holiday. I said, that's why I became a teacher. So I can be here and keep my eyes on you. Because I know you are boys. I have 3 sons, and by the grace of God, they're 6 foot something. They're massive, they're man mountains, and they're very noticeable. And I have to make sure that they know who they are. As I was telling my sister Anna yesterday, giving my children a sense of identity. Now, if you don't give them a sense of identity indoors, somebody will give it to them outdoors. You got to give them a sense of identity, who they are, what they are, where they belong to. They need to have a sense of belonging. And that's what I did with my children by the grace of God with prayers. Bible study every day. The youngest one always got kicked at the back of the head because the one who is 33 today, why you always have to remind mom it's prayer time, it's Bible study time. Let's go and read the Bible. What's wrong with you? I'm going to tell mommy. I'm going to tell daddy. Well, it's worked out well for them now. And then holiday times, 6 hours of study a day. Decide when you're going to do it. I'm not saying you should study for 6 hours. Now, I'm not saying what works for me will work for you, right? What I'm saying is what I did. So you wonder why I have somebody who's got PhD and they got master's degree? Now, if you don't put the work in, nothing is going to happen. I was privileged to go to Cambridge University because I took one of my students I taught went to Cambridge and she invited me for dinner and I went there and I cried. There wasn't a single black face. I was the only black teacher there. So is it that our black children are not clever? They are very clever. They just need people to mentor them and help them to understand who they are. And there's nowhere they can reach for the moon. They can reach for anywhere. As long as they have somebody to back them. You're going to shine your eyes, according to our Nigerian people. Shine your eyes and see what's going on. 6 hours of study, 2 in the morning, 2 afternoon, 2 in the evening. My daughter, she's quite, she said, Mom, I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock and do some of mine. That's your problem. Show me what you've done. No TV in their bedrooms. No TV. And I didn't allow them to have computers where I couldn't see, particularly the boys. Despite that, I know some of the things I saw. Despite the fact I had eyes at the back of my head. Children are very sly. Now, if they understand and the constant talking and the constant praying, that's what I did. And the firmness and the fact that somebody said we need a book from you. The fact that you have to make sure you know what you're doing with your children and you know your children. You study your kids and know who they are. All children are not the same. Children are sly. If you know the sly one and the honest one, you know what they can do. And you say, I know you did it, so don't tell me any lies. So I know you did it. And they know that they can't pull the wool over your eyes. They will play games, but they understand the truth. My first son said to me once, Mom, somebody said I'm arrogant. I said, no, I'm not arrogant. My mom said to me, look in the mirror, my son. Arise and shine, for your glory has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. Stand tall. You are tall anyway. Look taller. I'm not saying you should be arrogant, but know who you are. Nobody pushes you around. So that's that one as far as the family is concerned, in terms of getting them to know who they are. We have to mess around to achieve. And they know their mom is a no-nonsense mom. Then in school, I started noticing things about the black children in the school. And I tried very hard to get in touch with their parents. There were times I would call parents, they won't return my call. Do you know who your children are attracted to in school? Do you know who is attracted to your kid in school? Do you know what's going on with your kids in their classroom? Or are you one of those parents that will go and fight the school? You fight the school, you turn the school back, they're back to you. Or are you a parent that will let the school know, look, I need to know what's going on with my child. Let me know everything. I have time for my children. You're going to have time for the kids. Because if you don't, somebody has to be telling them. Somebody has to be telling them what to do. So it's extremely important. My daughter is clapping. It's extremely important that you know what your children are up to and what is happening to them. Ask them questions, talk to them, ask them what is going on in the school. What are you done today? Where is your work? Have you done your homework? Can I see it? Can I tell you something? My mother didn't go to school. We didn't know for a long time she wasn't educated. She would say, show her homework. Knock us on the head, do more, it's not enough. By the time we figured out she couldn't read, it was too late. We already got what we want. Can you imagine? We can read and write. Show interest in what they are doing. Phone the school, email. You want to know feedback about your children. I'm telling you the truth now. Because some of the black parents in my school, they never showed interest. I want to turn around the other day and say they are racist. Oh, really? All of a sudden, the school is racist. What about the time I tried to reach out to you? What did you do? You can't blame other people. You take responsibility for your children's upbringing. You take responsibility for their learning. Look for avenues where your children can do something. The government is doing all sorts of things at the moment. Find out from people like Nerissa, what are the things that are out there that can be useful for your kids? If you cannot afford to do certain things, what can I do? Don't just sit down and fold your hands, because if you do, they're going to walk all over you. You've got to be fierce in a very proactive way to understand that we've come to England to stay. How do the Asians get on so well? It's because they cooperate with one another and they're in pursuit of excellence. I am in pursuit of excellence. Nobody comes into my classroom, and if I teach you, you don't do well, then you don't, because I don't take prisoners. And that's the kind of thing you want to. You want teachers, don't allow people to say things about you. Somebody just said, don't accept negative report about your child. Yes, but find out what your child has done to bring that negative report up. Don't just be blind. Don't be blinded by this race card to say, oh, the school is being racist. Because a lot of times I've seen, oh yeah, there's racism, all right, but there is racism and there's racism. At the moment, by the grace of God, I'm in charge of the Racial Equality Project in my school. And I'm trying to change the whole curriculum there to make sure it's all inclusive. And absolutely, there's equity. There's diversity. The syllabus is changing. In science, in English, in every area. I'm trying to push. Got 2 more years if I retire. And then I'm to leave a legacy behind for them to know a Black woman came here and she made waves. So if you ever want to ask a question concerning issues, get hold of Anna, because I'm never too tired. I am so passionate about children. 1985 group from Nigeria, Federal Government Girls College Benin, sent me a plaque. 1985, last week. A plaque from 1985, 30-something years ago. Why? I'm not saying because I'm special. I'm saying because it's a drive I have. Like Nerissa said, the purpose for which she's coming to the world. And when we recognize people like that, there are a lot of other Black teachers like myself dotted around. There's a network of us. We are reading. Yes. Yeah, the purpose. My teacher is saying, we're living your purpose mode. Thank you.